Hi, this is Jim Gilsdorf from Lockheed Martin. He is a F-35 Quality and Mission Success Principal. Um, what all do you know about the Lockheed? What all do you know about Lockheed Martin's global business strategy?
Well, we've talked about in the past, our all of our stuff is related to government security for our government and governments that have similar interests as we do. We build products to defend their people and their country. Um, Obviously, we try and set up alliances not only with Aeronautics, which is the division I'm with, but it also leads to business with our information systems, our mission and space systems, and our other businesses as well. We focus on countries that have stable governments, so that our air jets and missiles don't end up in a country that could potentially be an adversary in a short time. And obviously, they have to have stable economic markets as well, because this is a very expensive product. And the focus of our product is not so much selling the airplanes and we're done, but it's to maintain the sustainment and modification of the airplanes for 30 to 40 years at a time.
Okay. When you're choosing another country to export to, what factor do you think is most important? Economic, political, or cultural?
For what we said previously, the political environment is obviously the most important. The economic one is a secondary one. We've had some customers that were very challenging ways to make the business work. For example, Poland, when they were first coming out of their really deep economic turmoil, and what we're doing with some of the European countries right now, we offset that somewhat with them building parts of the airplanes or components in their company or in their country. But political environment is obviously the most important because of the type of business we do.
Does Lockheed Martin have any alliances with other countries concerning the import and export of your products?
Yeah, it had, like we just talked about, a lot of the components they build, not just for their airplanes, are also ones that they'll ship to us and we'll build for our airplanes or other governments that aren't going to buy a lot of planes that are not doing a co-production thing. We've had a long-standing business with Israel and with Turkey. Turkey built large portions of the F-16 and actually was delivering F-16s not only to their government but to other foreign governments for many, many years. Israel has been a regular business alliance for F-16s. They probably bought a few hundred of them by the time they were done with each generation. They're getting ready to start building wings for F-35. Wing was the biggest piece they built for F-16 as well. Australia, Japan, Turkey, as I said, and then Denmark have been alliances. We've had long-term businesses with a lot of our different products. I think between F-16 has had basically 16 different foreign countries that have bought or F-16s. F-35 we expect to be much larger than that eventually. I think we've got about 6 or 7 international customers right now. One of the challenges we talked about way back, maybe in our first session, is the F-22 was not, there was a government law that basically forbid us to build F-22s for any foreign government because we did not want to give that technology away. But we've maintained those alliances. We've had similar alliances with our missile systems and whatever.
And lastly, what activities do you know that Lockheed Martin has taken to compete more effectively globally?
We have a very large lobbying section up in Washington that most of the employees are encouraged to participate in, to make sure that our company's interests and our products are very well represented within the various elements of Congress and the presidential branch. So we lobby very strategically with them. We make sure our people that are building parts of our products in other governments are acting in their personal lives to make sure that they don't bring a negative reputation on them. But we actively lobby and negotiate with those foreign governments as well. For example, F-35 or Australia has been a very interested potential customer for F-35. Initially, they weren't interested because they had gotten some strong lobbying from Boeing that they wanted to pursue F-18 or other type things. I actually got to participate with one of their investigations at Fort Worth as far as we demonstrated our processes, our products, and whatever. But we're getting ready in the next week to have another very large contingent of the Australian government come in, and they're getting ready to make a decision for where they want to go forward, and F-35 is now their leading option for their next generation fighter.
All right, thank you so much.